tienes esa cosa especial, bella mariposa especial, ella con su rosa especial, todos quieren ese especial, tú tienes esa cosa especial.
Huzzah, I am Monk, your host. Welcome to Pidcast episode 33, the podcast by fans, for fans, and for the people who just really need to vent about the Colorado Rapids. Pidcast is a part of the Bangarang soccer community, telling soccer stories a mile in the sky and on till morning. After you're all done pressing pins into your front office voodoo dolls, come touch grass with us as part of our free-to-play pickup around Denver. Don't forget to check out our sibling show Summit Up, covering all things Denver Summit FC, NWSL, and women's sports here at 5280. Say hello to my co-host and fantasy queen, Fitouri.
Hey everyone, I'm really excited to be back. I was sick last week, but it was really fun because I got to listen to the podcast like from the other side, and you guys just did a really great job. Sounded like a great conversation, and I was sad to miss it.
Monk, it happened. We didn't get in trouble this time. Last time,
no, she's
Sara
just
left
being
us
friendly
alone.
on camera
She was
right now.
so mad at us.
No, truly. The last message I sent was, "I'm out sick, guys, behave," and Matt told me no. So, no, y'all's banter was great, but it's so fun to listen to the podcast, not actually knowing what's going to go on and hear your takes for the first time, like our fans do. So, but I'm excited to be back for real this time.
Speaking of, and the guy who broke the Guinness record this weekend, Matt.
Yeah. So the thing about Guinness records that I found out is that they really want to make anyone feel like their record attempt is special and valid. The judge from Guinness, it was Matt Pollard, asked her what the strangest record she'd ever adjudicated was. And she's like, no record's strange. We just applaud people being intrepid and trying to kind of push the limits of what they thought's possible. And I was like, she's perfect. Yeah.
That's actually
job?
training day one. They just tell you, listen to this on repeat. That's your response.
I believed her though. So I think she's either the best actress for the brand ever, or like she really has internalized that missive from Guinness. Yeah.
I love that. I think that's my new career dream.
To be a Guinness World Record judge?
Yeah.
Well, I'll see if I can link you up with her. She lives in Fort Collins. She's like, this is the first record in a long time that I've driven to and not flown to.
I am in. All right.
Yeah. Sara, I do know you can be a little condescending / gas people up. So I don't know if you being in charge of people setting records is the best.
I'll be like, you can do 10 more scarves, 10 more scarves, 10 more scarves. I'm a really competitive spirit, so I think that I would just really be rooting for people hard to do whatever they're trying to do.
Well, we're trying to set the Guinness World Record for not getting kicked off of our own Rapids podcast. We've made it 33 episodes, guys.
Almost a full season.
Almost.
I'm not sure when the Survivor votes and talisman come into play, but I think I'm good for at least one elimination.
I'm just waiting for them to tell me if my contract got renewed.
You might be waiting a while.
Yeah.
I hear that takes some time. So
I think it depends on like how I am on next week's episode is going to determine if I get brought back for Pidcast season 2.
Did Toronto reach out to you on the side yet? Because I hear they do that too.
I told you it's Vancouver or bust.
Well, on that note, let's move on to our Pidder Chatter segment.
Well, I guess we're just going back to scarves then, Sara. I was fortunate enough to go out to Dick's Sporting Goods Park this week to see a brand new Guinness World Record being set for the longest chained together sports scarf. What we saw was 5,280 feet, not plus or minus, but definitely plus. The Guinness judge said it in meters, which I don't understand because, America.
You didn't measure it in bald eagles or something?
Say it in feet. Yeah, I feel like anytime someone speaks in metric, we should just do the Monty Python thing, like which. Uh, yeah. So it was really cool. They took some of you saw them earlier in the season. They're the Ready Set Co. and Colorado Rapids branded scarves. Ready Set Co. is UC Health's initiative to make Colorado the healthiest state in the union, which I was sad to find out we actually aren't. We're number 2. Wild to me. But they daisy chained together enough scarves to create a big C around the UC Health Ready Set Co. Colorado Rapids logo in the center of the field at Dick's Sporting Goods Park that measured above 1 mile in length and broke the previous record of, I believe it was 4,200 feet set by the Columbus Crew.
Go Rapids, suck it, Crew.
I do think we need to talk about the Rapids kind of profiling, because they did do a Guinness record featuring Porig and Connor Ronan as the spokesman. So, like, low-hanging fruit, guys. Come on. They had, to be fair, they had Cole Bassett there as the DEI hire. Yeah.
And Spanish speaker, 2 for 1.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, come on. Cole's drinking White Claw. He's not drinking Guinness.
The best part here is that there's apparently no winning with you guys, because if they do the Irish guy on the Latino Culture Night, that's not cool. But then if they do the Irish guy on the Guinness event, also not cool. Like, when do the Irish get to come out and play?
What, you mean Papa's
St. Patty's Day, that's it.
Night? Oh, that brings me to another point of Pidder Chatter. And this is on a more serious note. We here at Pidcast try to be a journalistic endeavor with integrity and with thoroughness in our coverage. And it was brought to my attention in last week's episode, we did omit an important fact when we talked about it being Potato Night, Noche Latina, also having the Faith concert and the Evergreen High School team out, that we failed to say it was Bark in the Park. So to all of our canine listeners out there, I want to give you a heartfelt apology for overlooking that, or perros in El Parque. If you are dogs from south of the border, we see you, we love you. And I'm going to blink 3 times to show you that Amos isn't on the other side of this camera holding a cheese knife, making sure that I do this correction.
Man, you had me like actually worried when you were like, we have to do a correction. I was like, oh man, what did you guys fuck up while I was gone?
See, that's the Fitouri we get. That's the Fitouri we get behind the camera. Like,
I could see the
she
calculus
beat us
in her
for like
eyes.
an hour after that episode.
Like, the hamster was turning me like, I wasn't on last week, right? So it can't be me.
We'd be like, oh, it's because Fitouri didn't tell us. Someone told her and she forgot to tell us it was Bark at the Park night. So that's really the problem.
Matt never forgets a Bark in the Park.
Bark in the Park is amazing.
I also, I have a friend who is former military, has PTSD, and when they have Bark in the Park, they don't have any of the fireworks or like loud noises. So it's also Ginny friendly,
Yeah,
nice. Moving on in Pidder Chatter, our king, not Zach, our once and future king, Moist Bombito, broke his tibia. That was confirmed. We're probably looking at a 4 to 6 month recovery, which does put his Canadian World Cup appearance in jeopardy. But I think knowing Moist the way we do, if there's a chance that Moist can run 100 miles an hour for Canada in the World Cup next year, like, I wouldn't bet against him. So our thoughts are going out to you, Moist. Heal up, relax on the beach in Nice. Have your mom come over and stay along again and take care of you. And we're all thinking about you, buddy. In other news, Josh Balouse scored his first goal for Hartford Athletic. He used his 6'6" frame to put a power header into goal. That marks Josh's first goal for an athletic team in 3rd place in the UCL championship. For those not necessarily dialed in. The UCL championship season runs through the 25th, at which point 8 teams will make the playoffs from each conference. In the Eastern Conference, some of our rooting interests are the Charleston Battery in second place. They feature Rapid Mike Edwards. Hartford Athletics in third place. They are coached by former Switchbacks coach Chris Burke. They also have Josh Blues and then former Rapids Seb and Marlon Harrison. And then Jackson Travis looks like it's an uphill climb with Birmingham Legion to get into the 8th slot for the Eastern Conference playoffs. In the West, we've got the Switchbacks and Yusuke Hanya in 7th place. Former Rapid Remy Cabral and Phoenix Rising are in 8th. Bryce Jameson and Malik Pinto are in 9th place with Orange County, and Nate Jones seems to be on the outside looking in 12th place with the Lights. I highly recommend you check these out, especially these Western Conference finishes are going to come down to the wire, and we can see some really cool playoff soccer in the USL, namely some of our players facing off against each other. And then last bit of Pidder Chatter and other playoffs news. Rapids 2 clinched the 3rd spot in the Western Conference of MLS Next Pro. They will face Vancouver Whitecaps 2 on October 19th at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. I highly recommend that you come see this game. We won't be previewing the game for the first team until next week, but I will say if you are worried and or get disappointed by the result on the 18th, then there's no better palate cleanser than seeing R2 dominate their first playoff match at home in the Dick.
Yeah.
And yeah, should we move on to the RSL recap?
We should. Because,
Excuse you. So the Colorado Rapids went to Utah this past Saturday for the second leg of the Rocky Mountain Cup. This game not only was the second round of the Rocky Mountain Cup where our Rapids went into that game, a game up in the competition, but it also had huge playoff consequences, or the outcome would have huge playoff consequences potentially. Rapids went down in the first half and stayed down the rest of the game, leaving the end result 1-0. One thing, of course, though, we have to say is for folks who've listened to our Rocky Mountain Cup episodes, the way that the game is decided goes down to wins and then goes down to goals. And so Rapids technically tied in the overall outcome of the Rocky Mountain Cup, but the result then is that the cup stays with the team who had it previously. So with all of the negative things we are likely to go on to talk about in this conversation, the highlight is the Rapids have the Rocky Mountain Cup for the second year in a row.
Yeah, I mean, there we go.
I'd love to be really excited about that, but it did not feel like
What would you so I'm like a varsity Friday nights football kind of girl. Like, I think I would take beating the rival over like postseason consequence. Like, what would you pick right now, Monk?
Yeah, but
because if it was reversed, right? So what folks will hear is that a consequence of this is that Salt Lake has moved up and is now taken our playoff spot, and we are sitting outside or below the line. So, like, what would you all pick? The cup,
but that's not an
or that
and/or
ninth
statement.
place?
That's not an and/or statement.
No,
though,
but it is
because
in
if
this
we had
situation.
won, we would have been in the playoffs. We'd be in a playoff spot if we won that match. If we tied that match, we still, I think, would be in the like. That's the thing. We lost, kept the cup by default because we won by having the cup still. Like, we're the current holders of the cup, which means the 1-1 draw that we essentially played to is kept us with the cup. But like, that game, we needed better. We honestly we needed
So you're gonna refuse to answer my hypothetical. Would you
our
rather
hypothetical,
the cup
I would,
or a playoff game? The cup or a playoff game?
I'd take the cup, but
I would take the cup too.
Yeah,
only
buddy,
because,
and we
like, the
have
playoff
cup!
So, Sarah, the issue is, though, with the way you framed it, is we didn't beat RSL. That's why it feels like such a womp womp consolation prize. Like, if we had held them to a clean sheet, or we had gone with the Fitouri classic exciting 1-1 draw to retain the cup, then like I'm through the roof. Like I feel like we achieved something. But like limping across the finish line by virtue of like defaulting the cup to us, I think that's then kudos to the 2024 Rapids. Like you guys did the deed. Like that's the team that we should be celebrating right now that that won the cup for the 2025 Rapids.
Absolutely. I think the thing I immediately text you both was like, what a stupid way to keep the cup. Like, like the worst outcome we could have had that resulted in us getting the cup. Because like it wasn't even like 2-1 or 3-2, 1-0.
Yeah.
But Monk, you want to walk us through some of the stats in the game?
So they're not great. It's almost a tale of two halves, but not really. So in the first half, they pressed a little bit more. They had 8 shots, 2 on target. Obviously, they got the goal, and I believe the 61st minute, or no, 39th minute. But then we only had 3 with 1 on target, and they had 59% possession. I know we're not a possession team; it's not our skill set. And you go to the second half, and it switches over with 56% possession. They're obviously playing Pablo ball, very defensive, and then they just became more defensive in the second half. We had 14 shots, but only 2 of those were on target. And just, I don't know, we both hit woodwork, which, like, great, but then if they both go in, then we still are in the position we're in. And I don't know. And their goal was just, what the hell were we doing? Like, you watch the play, and he literally steps in between 5 Rapids players, and not one of them goes towards him.
Yeah, I mean, nothing Salt Lake does is beautiful, but if you like soccer, it's fun to watch. Just fed it up to, I think, their left wing, who came in right at the top of the box and just threw a banger into the top left corner. Not really much Stefan could do at that point with that shot.
But like, my frustration is the defense. Like you could watch him. He comes from the side, and there are 6 players there with 2 people to mark, and not one of them steps to the guy walking into the 18 right in the front.
I'm pulling up right now to do the live reaction again. All right, here we come. 38th minute. Okay, they've played it back to Rafa Cabral. They're playing out of the back. We've got some lackadaisical pressing from Paxton. Rafa kind of goes to the wing. Cole goes to the wing. They're just kind of, straight down the gut. Nope, there's the clearance.
This is going to be riveting for fans at home.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make this ASMR career. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal. I think you got Connor Ronan, Rafa Santos, Rob Holding, Reggie, all have an opportunity to put in a slide tackle here instead of just road coning it. Yeah,
well, even before that, like, you see this guy coming in, and I'm watching all these players. Some look like they're kind of jogging back, and nobody marks him. Like, if you just marked him in the first place and did your job, there's not even an opportunity there. We get the ball back and we clear it out. But he just, like, walks in and nobody notices him. Like, he's invisible.
Yeah, to be fair, I think this is kind of classic Pablo ball, and actually really smart on the end of Sandy, Utah.
Pablo doesn't know how to do offense, so you must be wrong.
Well, what you see here is they go to play it out of the back, so they go back to Rafa Cabral, and then all of our players are kind of lackadaisical and getting back into their formation, kind of like, are RSL going to press forward or not? So then you see Cole split out wide, Paxton start to press. Rafa is trying to kind of find which half space he's going to occupy. and you can see that the Rapids are about to start stepping up into their press, and they just route one the ball over the entirety of the Rapids to the left wing. I mean, it's a beautiful pass that then puts the whole team in a fire drill, and that's what causes the goal.
And if you're wondering if just that one lapse was the problem, when you look at the 11 on both sides, they are green and blue except for one player on their team. And we have mainly orange with 4 green players, all in our defense, surprisingly, but all on the left side. And to point out, Aronson in the orange, Navarro in the orange, like, those are 2 players that we can't have playing that way in a rivalry match. I'm sorry, that, like, they should have been stepping up. This is their moment. This was their moment to put this team on their back, really cement the win and cement us into the playoffs a little bit better. But instead, we got a lackadaisical performance, I think, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, and to me, I think that the problem here is that the Rapids just showed up a little too late to the game. Obviously, a real disappointment. The KDP's post in the 62nd minute was a bummer because that was just a beautiful shot and just inches away, right? But if we look, Rapids had 5 shots during stoppage in that second half. Now, it was an 8-minute stoppage, so a lot of extra playing time. But like, they really, really wanted that goal. They just waited till regulation time was over. And also, I think a big missed opportunity from Cole Bassett, who was able to get past both of his defenders right in front of the goal and then just lobbed it straight to the goalie. And just a slightly different touch there. He had it, right? He had done the work. He had gotten a spot for a clear shot and just couldn't place it. So I think, I had my gym teacher one time when I was in kindergarten sat us all down because we were being a little feisty. And he said, if you lose a game by 1 goal, it's not the goalie who missed the last goal, right? It's every mistake that's happened up until that point that lost you that game, right? And so it's really painful to think that our entire postseason could come back down to Cole Bassett not placing a single shot, when in reality, it's like every stupid game we lost in that midseason that we had every right to win. But also, like, that goal from Cole Bassett could have cost us the postseason, and it just felt like one he could have had.
Well, you gotta look at it from a standpoint like with Cole, right? This is a homegrown, and a lot of people had a lot of hope for him, possibly being like a possible like number 10 homegrown from us when he was younger. It was like a big discussion that maybe he's that guy, seeing those sparks and stuff. But those are the moments that prove whether you're going to be that all-star or not. If you can't put that away, then you're not that guy. Right?
I mean,
and it's the same argument I have with Aronson or Navajo. Like, this is that moment. And if you aren't able to capitalize on that moment, then you're not that guy. We need that guy. We need somebody to be that guy, and we don't seem to have it.
I see where you're coming from, and I think I lean a little more towards Sara on this instance. And it's not just the 1 goal, Sara, because Cole had the chance against the Minnesota game too with the header. So those are 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I can pretty confidently say, knowing Cole, that he is going over those 2 over and over and over again. Like, there's no one more aware of the chance that was set in front of him than Cole Bassett. He was really taking it hard after the game, and you could tell at training trying to become a better player. I think this is another issue we've talked about kind of all this half of the season about this team is, like, do they have the yips? Is this a team that can win? They just can't break their own mental threshold. And you have a
we
player
had the
like
yips for a decade? Because I'm just wondering right now.
That's fair. But like with Cole in particular, I think we've seen a player who week after week appears to be frustrated with how he's being run out positionally on the field. You have a player who's not being put with complementary skill sets, and like that means like who people are or who the team is fielding next to Cole Bassett. But that also could mean like maybe Cole isn't the first person out if if it's going to be starting at left wing. Maybe Cole needs to be the super sub coming off the bench. But if you're not putting your players, and I don't think this is just a coaching thing, I think this is a roster makeup thing. I think this is an organizational thing. If you're not imbuing your players with confidence and not putting them in positions to feel confidence, then it's really disingenuous to be angry when in those do or die moments they second guess or don't have that innate trust in themselves or their abilities to take a beat and put that shot left or right, like the header. I don't know.
Like if we're talking about that, when I compare to the biggest thing that really seems to be a decline in our play, Georgie, right? Our team had confidence. Navajo has scored far less since Georgie left and not been performing. Cole Bassett, again, not performing as well. But you bring in Aronson, and we talked about it. We've had conversations with Smith. We talk about it all the time. Hopeful that he really can be that talent that's gonna kind of solidify this team a bit, and still give him some time, right? He's like, this season's very, very much kind of him just kind of getting his feet wet with the Rapids and trying to build a team and understand how to play in that group. Is that our problem? Do we have a problem here where we lost the guy that we built the confidence around for all of our players, and Aronson's not able to do that?
I mean, I definitely think a problem is losing Georgie. I think like his mentality for like good and bad is of being the guy in the moments that is going to make something happen, whether it's by being the creator or being the asshole that forces someone else to be the creator. This game, I think there's some performances here that I don't know that are entirely on the player. Aronson kind of got schemed out of the game the same way that the Rapids schemed out Diego Luna. So if we're looking at as like a chess match, like both sides took away their 10s. So no matter how you view Paxton Aronson and what style of 10 he is, I think that both teams made a concerted effort to take the 10s off the board in this match. What I saw that I really liked was we did change it up and we started to give Hafa Navahu more of those incisive through balls in the half spaces in the middle of the field. Unfortunately, because he was the only one up there really doing that work, Justin Glad had the clamps on him. Like everything Hafa did, Glad had him locked down. This would, if ever there was a game to have Hafa and Yappy at the top together, like I think this is an entirely different outcome. You pull Cole off and you start Yappy and Hafa as a top two. I think it's different.
Yeah, this is just downward slide, right? And we talked about it even before, like we lost Georgie. They were going into what we needed wins out of, right? We were going into a bunch of teams that we should be better than, are better than, and didn't get the results we needed, which put us in a situation where our last 4 games are top tier teams and a rivalry match. Like, we put ourselves in a bad situation and we're paying for it. And that's just so frustrating as a fan, because right now we are out of the playoffs. We're not even in a wild card match right now because of that game. Salt Lake breaks the tiebreaker by having more wins than us right now. Salt Lake also has a game in hand right now. So, like, our chances of catching them require them to lose both of those games, essentially, and us to win against LA. There's just, and saw some stats somewhere that said we had like a 30% chance to make the playoffs. I feel like it's a little high, to be honest. I seeing some stuff that Maxwell's posting a little bit that says LAFC still has a shot at that top seed in the West, so they might not bench people. So there's a chance that we're actually going up against LAFC.
Also, do you know why they're not going to bench them? Because Bouanga's going for that golden boot.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, okay, roast the shit out of me. That's fine. One of my really close friends is Tottenham fan. Gross. So she's been very into this Son Bouanga pairing, and I wanted to be a hater so bad. They are the cutest. Oh my gosh. Have you guys followed this? So first off, when they score, they do each other's goal celebrations. Like, so like they'll be like in a game where like Sun got a hat trick and then Bouanga scored, Bouanga would do Sun's. Oh, so cute. But here's the cutest moment that they've had. They were going for a penalty kick, right? And Sun handed it to Bouanga and was like, Bouanga, you take it. I want you to get the golden boot. And Bouanga was like, no, you take it. I want you to get a hat trick. Because Sun had 2. Like, they're keeping track of each other's successes. Y'all, everyone should shoot for a relationship as freaking adorable as these two. We are fucked. Because they just have the love and joy of actually caring for each other. And we're going to get smoked.
I like the, like...
I'm obsessed.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So cute.
I like in this league, I'd argue the 3 biggest signings were Lionel Messi. And like look at how that atmosphere has been set.
The 3 biggest signings, he just said one.
No, wait. No, listen. Look at the atmosphere he's created in Miami. But then look at the joy that Sun has created in LAFC and Thomas Mueller has created in Vancouver. Those 2 are like the brightest rays of sunshine in MLS right now. So happy to be here, taking it seriously. Like, yeah.
And Sun has just made the players around him better. Fuck LAFC, but I am shipping those 2 forevermore.
Yeah. Like, I'm not worried about LAFC trying to get top seed. The reason, like, the hope started leaving my eyes when I saw that Messi and Bouanga were tied for the Golden Boot and only have 1 game to win it. And unfortunately for us, that game falls against the Rapids.
But maybe we're going to get to see different history than the one we want to see.
I mean, Reggie put clamps on him
history.
The past 2 times that he came to Commerce City. LAFC doesn't show strongly here at the Dick.
Well, this is just a teaser for everyone because we will next week, of course, cover more in depth the lead up to this LAFC game. But
wait, before we move on, I do have some tea I want to spill about the Salt Lake game. I was told that one of the Salt Lake supporters hit our beloved Omar with one of the flags and then mocked him. And just like, gonna throw this out there, I probably wouldn't have a press credential anymore if that had happened in front of me.
They just can't hold down their 3-2 beer, huh?
I guess. You know? You give them one Nazi slogan for a stadium and they think they can go all Third Reich on you.
We got some subtle pushback last time we were hating on Salt Lake, and then Matt's like, what if we do Nazi references?
Look, fuck Salt Lake. Sorry. Having been there multiple times, it's just not a great place to be. It's I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, Omar, you are the potato sack race champion of our hearts. And just know that if we were there,
Omar, he's the one teaching the Rapids how to finish
the
season.
Speaking of fantasies.
Yeah. Over to our fantasy segment. All right, everyone. We are entering into our final week of fantasy, although entering in is a bit of a misnomer because as of right now, 1 game for this fantasy week, and I put week in the quotes here, has already taken place. That's LAFC versus Toronto. If you were like me and you were on the Colorado Springs picket line and not paying attention to fantasy, you might have missed that game. And so that will mean that your LAFC and your Toronto players are already locked. However, this is technically a triple game week, even though it's only taking place over 2 weeks, because LAFC is playing 3 games. You'll notice that there are several other players who play double game weeks. However, we're not going to likely see the same rotation due to a double game because they're not actually playing 2 games in 1 week. They're playing 2 rounds of Saturday or weekend games. Over 2 weeks, the game has just combined those into 1 fantasy week based on the number of games that were being played in that first week or this week that we're currently in. So definitely worth keeping an eye on which teams are going to have double game weeks to make sure that you put players on your roster because 2 scores are always better than 1. Before I punt this over, I just want to say, as we wrap up the season, I definitely recommend if you're new or newer to the game that you keep a look at some of the stats to see how you do. That will help you, assess how you did overall, maybe put a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, and then also help you figure out some goals for next year. I like to do this by going, when you click on our leagues in the game, you can see the overall and the Colorado Rapids official, so you can see what your Rapids ranking is on all the folks who play with the Rapids, and then your overall. So I keep an eye on my overall ranking. This year, honestly, I'm sitting in the 500s, which is quite a bit lower than I was last year. But I think that's a good metric to see how I'm comparing to other players. And then you can also look at your total points over the year, which is another good, fun metric to keep an eye on. I also have to humble brag because you all missed it in your due diligence last week. And of course, it's the week I missed, but I was number 17th overall in last time's double game week, and only 4 points away from the top of the highest score. I will say that I think I found kind of my footing a little late this season, and so it's hurt my overall rankings. But hopefully, going into the final week of the Centennial 38 head-to-head league, where I am playing Matt, it will serve me, and I will once again be victorious.
Couple things I want to touch on.
I figured.
First, Sarah, why do you hate churros?
Oh, Kev,
why'd you have to do Kev like that?
Kev. I am so sorry, Kev. I do not set the brackets, and it was unfair that you had to face me, your biggest challenger, in the semifinals.
I was really rooting for Kev against both of you, so...
Y'all, so when I said I got 17th overall, I got 17th overall messing up my keeperoo, so I actually ended up with 0 points for my keeper and still got 17th overall for the week.
You know what that sounds like, Monk? That kind of sounds like keeping the Rocky Mountain Cup even though you lost and got banished from the playoffs.
It's true. Yeah, it's those exciting 1-1 draws that we get.
So Sarah, another thing I wanna touch on. So you did tell everyone the matchup, right? Who's in the championship? Who is it? Just one more time.
Yeah, so we will be playing myself versus Pit and Play, of course, Matt's team.
So it's you and me for all the marbles, right?
All the marbles.
All the marbles. So
I know where you're going. Go ahead.
Obviously, this is the most important match of the season, and we're pitted against each other.
Pitted,
correct?
Yep.
Yeah, it's you versus me.
Yeah.
Did someone text you? Don't forget to set your lineup
on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, and Matt, as soon as I got that text, I was like, he did that so that when I don't set my lineup, I can't throw it back in his face. It was half to be a good person, and it was half just to cover your ass.
I'm just saying, this is the most competitive match of the season, and someone took the time to reach out to the team he's going against to be a good sport.
Well, and it wasn't just hey, do you know this player's playing? No, he legit just said straight up what he meant.
Yeah. Well, Matt, when you don't end up with all the marbles, at least you can win Miss Congeniality.
I'm taking both, baby.
I will say that it's going to actually be a very fun situation here. Per my previous gushing about MLS's favorite couple, LAFC is playing 3 games this week, so it was a great week to pick up LAFC players. I had Bouanga and Son on my field. They've been on my field for the last several weeks. Did not meet the lineup type, left them on my field. They are on international call-ups. So, in the biggest FU to the Rapids, I have Bouanga and Son on my field, and the only game they're going to play of their 3 this week is against the Rapids. Matt, who checked the lineups, did put LAFC players in, despite him always being like, we never play whoever plays the Rapids, but whatever, we'll get to that. But he played players who actually played. So it's going to be really interesting to see if his 3-game LAFC players wreck my 2 LAFC superstars who are only playing 1 game.
To be fair to myself, it wasn't that I went against my principled stand. It's just that I'm dumb and I didn't realize it was a triple game week at first. I thought I was just playing LA in a double game week. And then I was like, I consoled myself by knowing I only put defenders in. So I don't have any LA players who, like, it behooves me to root for them to score.
I do. Whoops.
Yeah. Sarah's entire joy in life revolves around the Rapids being eliminated by the playoffs egregiously by a Golden Boot winning Denis Bouanga.
If Sun just like smiles at us a little bit, it'll be worth it. It'll melt our cold Commerce City hearts. He is such a cutie.
Oh no, my
gosh.
heart's been frozen like the North. It's
Nah. I mean, we will get more into that game in the future, but for Rapids obviously have a bye this week. They're not one of the teams that have a double game week, but there are a lot of games that are happening this week. Matt, have you taken a look at any of those? Are there any that you're looking at?
I mean, just from a soccer watching standpoint, it's going to be Orlando City versus Vancouver Whitecaps. 2 teams I've thoroughly enjoyed watching this season casually, just for the soccer of it. I think that's going to be a fantastic game. But I think the 2 most important games that everyone listening to this show and everyone in the Rapids front office are going to be watching and are going to be new fans of, Seattle Sounders and LA Galaxy. The Sounders will face off against Salt Lake. Never can you be a bigger Sounders fan than this weekend. And the Galaxy face off against FC Dallas. So Sarah, like, all of that shit you talked on the Galaxy all season, like, take it back. Take it back.
It is hilarious because it's like the 2 teams I love to hate the most, the Sounders and Galaxy. I get to root for this weekend.
Psych! You guys know we were just playing, right? Like, we're good.
The Rapids have no permanent friends or enemies, just permanent interests.
No, we have a permanent enemy, Salt Lake.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And Miami.
I hear what you're saying, and also I am actually really looking forward to watching that Inter Miami Atlanta game. Obviously we have 2 teams that are like both in the South, but Miami.
What's interesting about that game?
It's like Suarez sitting down for a feast that isn't another player's arm. Like
or that is another player's arm.
Or maybe it is. It's like the 2 of them are just like sitting down at a buffet with all of their friends cheering them on. Like contrary to my reputation on this podcast, I like watching goals. I just can't imagine.
If Suarez is a vampire, can Atlanta kill him with that silver train stake they hammer at the start of every game? I mean, you did see.
So we've done a Nazi reference and now a murder reference. We're going for it this week. Apparently.
It's Halloween season, baby.
As much as I love vampires, everyone knows that they are just a metaphor for Nazis anyways. So it's just really 2 Nazi jokes, actually.
My favorite joke is like, if you have 3 people having dinner with 1 Nazi, 4 Nazis are having dinner.
Or 4 vampires.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of season, so I guess if we get canceled now, you know, we could still fall back to Switchbacks podcast.
We're all surprised we still had credentials at this point anyway, so
I guess the one thing I'm saying is, did I mess up? Is Messi actually going to be available to play this weekend?
I think he's
I don't know that he will be. Okay. Should have done better research on my end, but we'll see.
Monk, I know the game you're going to be watching is LAFC versus Austin, right? Are you gonna be in your full Matthew McConaughey costume?
I am not gonna watch soccer this weekend after how last weekend went. I'm still gonna be recovering. The Rapids were just that disappointing to me that it's gonna take me a whole week extra to recover from it. Is the honest
They
truth.
scheduled it that way on purpose.
Yeah, they were like, we knew that the Rapids were gonna break his heart while they were in Salt Lake instead of just like destroying them and Aronson getting his hat trick like I wanted. Just, it's fine.
We're gonna have one of those like off-season romance podcasts where it's Monk hosting I Left My Heart in Sandy or something. Like for all the people that are pissed about how bad Love is Blind Denver is, we have an even worse reality TV show coming to you this off season.
It's like all about Monk trying to heal his heart to go into next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes the whole off season and sometimes halfway through the season for it to heal.
We just
from
won't
the
tell
last
him.
season.
We'll televise all his therapy sessions.
It's like Eat, Pray, Love, but instead, what is it going to be? Like drink, drink, drink?
That's just called Don't Forget to Eat. And then we pray for you because we love you.
Pray for your friends. If they're Rapids fans, they're hurting this week.
Yeah. There are tens of us.
There's not even tens of us anymore. Let's be honest about that one. It's just us now.
Any good comms department knows how to round up. Nearly 15 people. Almost 20 people.
That's why they didn't invite the public out to do the scarf thing, because they didn't think they'd get enough people to hold scarves. They had to hire people or something. It's been that rough of a day.
If they would have given you Guinness, then maybe.
Right? Oh, so I was talking to Coach Eric Boucher, Rapids 2 coach, and he talked about in his playing days that the owner decided to do this amazing promo because they were sponsored by Budweiser. And there was a promo, free beer for a minute when the team scored. So whatever the team scored, you just see people bolt from the rows of stands up to the concession stand to get free beer. And have I ever heard a deal that the Rapids need to offer?
Speaking of free beer, gotta give some credit to Smith. He brought down to our supporters in the stands out of Salt Lake, like pallets of beer.
Yeah.
Like full-on pallets of beer.
He's
Just,
like, you guys need to be
down.
drunker to watch
You guys
this.
need these. It was a cool moment. I can't remember who filmed it, but like it was in the C38 Discord. Hopefully it'll get posted elsewhere on socials. But like just a cool moment to like he's trying to show some support. The president actually being at the game, I think, is a big deal, as much as we're probably going to talk a little bit of disappointment in the team shortly. I gotta give him credit where credit's due, and those kind of moments are important to show that like you're there, you're trying to interact with the fans and stuff like that. So,
I mean, I don't think there's any better marketing material. I hope someone grabbed a photo of Porig, Fran, and Crookham all with those pallets of tall boys. And then just all you do is you just take that photo and you just put Rapids on it and then just put that on everything.
I mean, I will say, like, I do think that the front office has heard when fans have said this is important to us, right? That the cup is important to us. The Rapids covered game tickets as well as a bus for anyone who wanted to go. I want to clarify that winning the cup and just like winning generally is important to us. So we
your first year or something?
We understand that you have technically met our request. We would like you to more meet it in spirit going forward.
Yeah, we're not looking for the Fitouri 1-1 exciting draw. We'd like some dominating performances is what we're really looking for.
No,
we are looking for the 1-1 draw.
Yeah. What I wouldn't give for a 1-1 draw. No, yeah, it's like that classic joke about the genies where it's like you got to clarify your wish. It's like, no, we said cups plural. We wish to win the cups.
Oh,
Yeah, we laugh to keep from crying, guys. This is why we're all here.
It's facts. We gotta have some fun. I kind of wanted to end the episode a little bit talking about playoffs and Armis because we still have no contract at the moment. But let's start with playoffs and then we could talk about Armis because I think that's going to lead into it a little bit for me. So, based on other people's stats, Bodmer and Maxwell posted some stats, so I gotta give credit to those guys. The Rapids must get a draw and FC Dallas lose twice, or the Rapids must get a win and FC Dallas doesn't get a W. To pass RSL, the Rapids must get a W or a draw and need RSL not to get a win in either of their two games. To stay ahead of San Jose, we need a win or San Jose to lose their final match. That's a lot of ifs and ors. As a developer, I'd be looking at that code and just being like, yeah, fuck it.
I will say we're lucky. We're lucky that both Salt Lake and Dallas are playing 2 aways. And they're 2 aways against teams that could beat them. Salt Lake at home or away at St. Louis for their decision day game, and then Dallas away at Vancouver. 2 games that I would definitely bank on the home team if I was a betting woman. So I think like we're lucky that the matchups do serve us.
Our struggle is our matchup does not serve us. Because we can't, we're in a position where we actually have to do something against LAFC.
Have you all been working on your Boanga backflip? Or is it a front flip he does?
That's the first biggest hurdle, is we need technically a result against LAFC.
Yeah, I mean, the dream could die on Saturday. That's the crux of it. It's not in our hands. It depends on what Galaxy and Seattle do to Dallas and Salt Lake. It's a crappy position to be in. It's wild. I'm looking at the standings now. If you're looking at the standings, stop. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
In the Eastern Conference, at which spot on the table do you think negative goal differentials start?
Playoff line.
No, hold on.
Low.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It's lower. I'm thinking of who's in the Eastern Conference in the years. I'm 9th. Okay, yeah, the playoff line, 9th.
11th.
Oh.
The first negative goal differential starts at 11th place with New England at -7. But I don't want to put all the onus on New England. I want to give a shout out to DC United. Things are going so well over in the District of Columbia that they are nationally guarding a -36 goal differential. So maybe we could deploy those troops between the sticks at Audi Field and actually defend something. I don't know.
To jump on our shit on Galaxy moments, they still have more points per game than the Galaxy with a -36 goal differential.
So, well, if you're not looking at the standings, where do you think negative goal? Wait. Stay with the exercise.
Okay.
Where do you think negative goal differentials start in the Western Conference table?
Go ahead, Monk.
It's got to be above the playoff line because we've been talking about it relentlessly all season. I walk over the goal differential where does anybody have a positive goal differential?
Sixth
the hell
place.
Is it?
6th place. Austin is in 6th place with a -8 goal differential. Only 5 teams in the Western Conference have a positive goal differential. Man.
We just let in a lot of goals apparently in the West.
Well, it's not even.
Yeah, we're
that,
Cowboys.
Right?
Pew pew pew.
When we lose big, is what it means. So we don't lose by 1. It's always just we let them score 5.
Yeah. No half measures.
But yes, the Galaxy are at 0.75 points per game, and DC United is 0.76. So the Galaxy are still the worst team in the league.
They're the worst team in the league, but I bet they win most improved for like the last 3 months.
They still don't have a win on the road.
Yeah.
They don't?
I
No.
tried.
There's 0, 10, and 7 on the road.
Again, I'm going to keep going to, I have like this would be a good like off season or like end of season wrap up is like our favorite moments, but I will continue to remind fans that Galaxy played almost half of their freaking season before they won a game, and the first team they beat was Real Salt Lake.
Yeah,
save that for your bar trivia, kids.
And the third team they beat was the Colorado Rapids.
We didn't need to get to 3, Matt. We could have stopped at 1.
No, we can't do that. We are professional journalists doing the work.
Yeah, and then Monk, to get to your point, and I don't know how much we want to delve into it. To me, it is alarming that we have yet to hear anything on the Chris Armas contract extension. In the post game to Minnesota, Chris did say that it appeared an end was in sight. One where I believe he was quoted as saying the club wants him there and he wants to be there. Since then, we have had the loss at Salt Lake. We now have a bye week where the team could be eliminated from playoffs without anyone at the facility. And we'd be remiss not to acknowledge this. I will say, I think it's a tough business when you get to the point where we're talking about a game result via 4 other teams that aren't us that control the livelihoods and ultimately the trajectories of both coaches, players, and staff members. It's a rough time of the season, and I personally wish we had a clearer picture on this, because I think the lack of an answer is detrimental psychologically on whole.
Well, and on top of that, even if you've made the decision that Armas isn't your guy, right? We haven't heard anything about a coach search. That means you're trying to do a coach search in 3 months, because you don't want, like, we've done it before where we wait to hire a coach until the beginning of the year, I'm pretty sure, till after the beginning of the year. And it's like, that's not enough time for a coach to like work with a team and build any rapport or anything. Like, you're walking into first day at training and pre-camp and stuff like that. That's just, I'm sorry. We've got to do better there. If he's not our guy. Personally, I actually think he's a solid coach. I'd still like to see him stay here. I think most of the players we've talked to have shown support for him, said he has made them like create a positive atmosphere, made them wanting to work hard. And with our players that, you know, some of which will still shoot off at the mouth about the front office and our facilities, still talking positive about him, says that there's something there that maybe he's worth keeping around. If they are getting rid of him, like, this will be Smith's fourth coach hire. At a certain point, like, what's going wrong? Because what's going to happen? If the Rapids get rid of this Armas, they're going to go, oh, Armas was the problem, just like they did the same thing to Frazier, right? Frazier's the problem. We all knew Hudson was the problem. We knew Hudson was the problem like day 3, that Hudson was a problem, and we kept him around for a little bit. But like, Frazier did really well for a little bit, and then he lost the locker room or whatever, and we end up moving on from him. But it'll just be like, oh, well, Armas was the problem. We got to rebuild with a new coach. And then it's like, oh, well, the coach, now we got to build our team around the new coach's style. And it's like, how many times are you going to give us the same shit? Like, at what point is it going to fall in the laps of, you guys don't know what you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair take, Monk. Especially, I think, with you being probably the most tenured Rapids fan here.
It's hard to beat me. I've been here since '96, so you'd have to have been I don't know,
I
before
bet
the
I
Rapids
attended a
existed.
game when I was 6 years old.
No, I mean, the business is the business, and like I will go to bat for Chris Armas any day of the week. I think he's a fantastic person, and I think he can be a successful coach. Uh, it doesn't feel good to be in a nebulous cycle where it's like, how many times can we do this? Like, if I go to my mom and I'm like, Mom, I've been running through significant others, none of them work out. Like, my mom's going to tell me to take that therapy money and go fix myself.
Will your
Like,
mom say that?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
If you've
hard
ever met
truths from
my mom is
Matt's mom.
no filter, very direct.
I love her.
But like, yeah, it's, I don't know. I feel like 2026 is such an important year that it could be a huge opportunity for us to either make hay with or miss out on. I don't have answers.
The list of things that are happening next year, Summit, right? That's just local. Then you'll get the World Cup in America. So you're going to have a bunch of foreign fans here that are willing to travel into what is arguably a contentious state of union. But still, nonetheless, you're going to have a bunch of foreign fans here, a bunch of people that aren't MLS fans just watching soccer. Every World Cup cycle is really good for us to try and do stuff on, but it being here is going to be even more impactful. And if you don't put a team out there that's going to perform, people are going to go watch other teams. Right? Like, and it's not just going to be the people that like want to fanboy and fangirl over Messi, right? They're going to go find teams that they like, that are investing, that are showing that they're doing well. Not everybody just follows that Euro snob bullshit. Right? So it's just a huge year.
Yeah, my worry is also I get a sense from what we've heard that the players really like the culture that Chris has created in the locker room. Like they like him as a coach. And we already lost Georgie. And around that same time, there were all these rumors of Navajo going elsewhere. Like when all of the writing on the wall of a big like transition rebuild year starts coming in, then who do we start to lose if we axe the coach? So I have a proposal. I propose every time a team falls below the playoff line, we're going to start ultimate MLS. It's like banana ball, but better. Anytime a team falls below the playoff line, the supporters get a vote on one person to fire. Yeah.
You just solved pro rel in America.
We don't need pro rel. We just need...
Yeah, this is amazing.
Do you know the reality TV show we could create out of that? Like, first, Kroenke would be gone. That'd be day one.
And then...
But after that...
I have another one. If your team is bottom of either the East or the West 2 years in a row, your team becomes publicly owned by the town. You just lose it.
Okay.
If you cannot take care of your belongings, they're now public good. Welcome to Fitouri's MLS. And put some money in the damn fantasy game. Can I please get some stats?
Could this be a whole episode in the off season where we silo so that we don't know what we're going to say, and we each come in with our state of the MLS and like the top 5 ways we would fix it?
Yeah.
Or just the Rapids, Yeah.
Because like, okay, I'm kind of joking, but I also think like if you ask the fans right now, I don't think Chris is who we're axing. Right?
No.
Like,
oh no,
maybe we are, but
okay. So if the Kroenkes are off the list, it's Smith. Like, your fan base has been very open that he's had a lot of opportunities. As much as I like the man as a person and I love talking with him, like, he has not shown to build a team that's going to go win a cup for us.
I think you're lying, because all I hear every match is how much people hate Craig at the Dippin' Dot stand. Like, his scoops are so light.
Well, it's because you're up with the media. You're not allowed to talk shit about
They're
the Rapids.
gonna melt, man. Like, you can't take those dots home with you. Put another scoop on top.
I mean, if we're being real, there's probably some Argus security guards that would make some people's lists as well.
It's okay because those people have already made Argus's security list, so it's just a list for a list at this point.
Yeah, and if
Those
we're top
Argus
of the
employees
table,
want to be fired.
if we're at the top of the table, Argus gets to pick one fan to ban for life.
Ooh, I love these. These are real stakes.
Yes.
It's not even MLS. It's not the front office. The Argus security gets to pick one.
No, I mean, I think we can level the playing field more. Let's say, like, if you don't make the playoffs, we get to fire one person, the collective. So, like, this is where the hard part comes in, because democracy in action is difficult. The collective gets to choose one person from the Rapids organization to fire. But if the Rapids do make the playoffs, they get to pick one fan to ban.
Can you imagine how hard some of our guys would work to try to be that one fan? Like, badge of honor if you are the top person on the list for the year.
I think this is like how you put incentives in a player's contract. This is the way we get the team to win the cup. It's like, make playoffs, you get rid of one fan. Make it to past the group phase or knockout phase or whatever, make it 2 fans. Get rid of or win the MLS Cup, you get to rebuild the supporters group.
I love this idea, but I personally would want a stipulation of, if we don't make the playoffs, Kroenke gives us back half of our season ticket money.
Ooh.
Like, if you're not going to invest in a team and consistently make the play, like, because that cuts into his pocket, right? Because that's all he gives a shit about. He doesn't care about this team. All he cares about is money and property. So if he had to give that up by his team not making the playoffs and go, okay, guess what? You have to give a percentage refund back to everybody when your team doesn't make the playoffs. Because guess what? The playoff line is like 60% of the goddamn league. It is not that hard to make the playoffs right now. If we aren't making the playoffs, it's time to fucking do something.
I like this. 2 other options. One is, instead, the jersey exchange, you can return any merch you bought throughout the season if we don't make the playoffs. 2, what if it's just, as long as we're below the line, beers are $1?
I like
Love
that.
Anytime at this, it can literally be like we score a goal and we're winning, and so we're above the line and beers are full price, and then they put 2 in on us and beers are back to $1. So just anytime we're below the line, beers are $1.
I was gonna say, to go on Monk's point, however many spots we fall short of the playoffs, that's 10 acres Stan Kroenke has to allot for the new downtown stadium in his River Mile project.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 10 acres he has to develop at Victory Crossing.
No, come on. We're talking about things that could really happen, Sarah.
Can you take this seriously for a moment, Sarah?
No, I do love your idea. Sarah's idea, I think that's the one that Pidcast is going to formally submit.
The firing or the $1 beers?
The $1 beer. So long as the Rapids are below the playoff line, concessions cannot charge more than $1 for beer.
Or ciders for those of us who don't drink beer.
That's how you fill a stadium when your team is not winning.
You're going to get butts in seat the way the Rockies do, or you're going to get butts in seat the way the other MLS teams do.
Yeah, you either win or you drink.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been doing with the Rapids anyways. We're just going to be able to afford it now.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right, well, after all of the fan-elected firings in the front office, there'll be some vacancies. They can hire us for our brilliant ideas, and you'll get $1 drinks, everybody.
Pidcast does not officially condone any front office livelihood firings. We only condone $1 beer and a fund started for therapy money.
Oh, they can't afford that budget. That is... We're what... 30 years on now that they have to fund my budget where they've only been like won 1 championship. Like,
oh man. Show me on the Rapid Man doll who hurt you.
You just point
the
to
old
the
Rapid
crest.
Man or the new Rapid Man?
All right, this is devolved. Sarah, where can they find you?
It's evolved. You can find me at the Fitouri on socials. Obviously, I'll be watching some soccer this weekend, even though the Rapids aren't playing, and looking forward to the big decision day at the Dick. Matt, where can they find you?
At Matthew Wick on Burgundy Sky, and trying to get secondhand Galaxy and Sounders gear for this weekend. Oh, no, I could do this. I can get Sounders gear from my buddy Mickey, and I can call up Matt Pollard and get Galaxy gear. This is great. Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew. Shots fired.
Yeah. This is Matt Pollard, we need you. You've got to save the day. Monk?
Man. Mainly just crying. This weekend's just a recovery weekend. Why do the Rapids do this to me? Like, why do they do this to me? I swear they do it on purpose, just to I can't take this anymore. Right? This is almost worse than our chances just non-existing. Because at a point in the season, I almost had hope. I had the tiniest amount of light in my world, and then the moment I was like,
just
we're gonna do it.
C38, borrow the cup, and drink those sympathy beers out of the Rocky Mountain Cup,
Do
baby.
not drink beer out of the cup. You will start a new plague.
Drink full strength beer out of the cup, baby.
I do think, Monk, you just coined the episode right there. Don't give me hope. That's the title.
Don't give me hope. Outside of that, you can find me at Book of C38 on Burgundy Sky, and every week on this podcast for some reason, where I just want to talk about a team that just stabs me repeatedly with needles.
You wouldn't know what to do with success.
And per usual, our amazing music is done by local Denver band Don Chicharon. Make sure you check them out and also listen to them and our sweet outro music now.
Up the Pids.
Up the Pids.
Up the fucking Pids, kids.
Just don't give me any hope.
Tú tienes esa cosa especial, bella mariposa especial, ella con su bota